Simon gave a can of 8 treasure porridge to a beggar, and it led me to be reborn. In my previous life, Simon was bound to a system where he could swap my grades. For 8 treasure porridge, his scores skyrocketed, and before graduation, he was recruited by a famous university with special offers as a genius. Meanwhile, I, who was once recognized as a prodigy, became the worst student in school. In the end, I was pushed into the river by someone he hired and drowned. Now I'm reborn. Since he wants to swap grades, I'll let him swap until he's sick of it. During morning exercises, Simon placed a can of 8 treasure porridge in front of me. He looked at me with concern and urged me to drink it quickly. Before I could speak, the shrill mockery of my classmates echoed one after another. Without exception, they all praised Simon for being an excellent, kind-hearted student. When they mentioned me, they said I was lucky to even be in this school, and lucky to have an outstanding friend like him. Some classmates even slandered me openly for my falling grades. They even blamed me unfairly, believing that I alone had managed to lower the class average. Others complained that I didn't try hard enough to study. At that moment, Simon didn't defend me. Hearing those words, a flash of complacency gleamed in his eyes. He pushed the porridge into my hands and exaggerated. "Ryan, it cost me a lot to buy this porridge for you. Don't just stand there, drink it while it's hot." Before, I would have been so grateful, thinking Simon was the friend who cared about me most. But after dying once, I know this so-called good friend has been using the system to swap my grades. He went from being an average guy and went from being average when he started to the popular, admired school genius. Even the simplest formulas wouldn't stick in his head, and he made constant mistakes solving problems. His ranking plummeted by year-end. I fell into deep insecurity, staying at school only because I hoped Simon hadn't successfully manipulated all my classmates behind my back. Everyone hated and isolated me. Now, I lift my head with a mocking smile and look at Simon. "Simon, don't you hear them? They're advising me to study hard. I can't afford to lose face. Drinking this 8 treasure porridge wastes study time. I won't drink it, but we can't waste your kindness. Classmates, if you want to drink this, come and get it." As soon as I said this, many girls in class who loved Simon beamed with enthusiasm and came running over. Seeing this, Simon's face darkened instantly, and he shouted loudly, "No, this is for Ryan. It's for a student with low grades." A heavy-set boy pushed through the crowd, drooling and muttering that it couldn't be wasted. He tried to grab the 8 treasure porridge for breakfast, but Simon felt a lump in his throat. He knew this boy's grades were the worst in the entire grade, and his face turned red with anxiety. Every cell in his body resisted out of desperation. A bold idea flashed in my mind. Maybe this can of 8 treasure porridge would also work if someone else drank it. If the exchange system activated, then what? Simon suddenly feigned grievance, eyes reddening and voice turning sharp. "Ryan, you can refuse this 8 treasure porridge, but why trample on my sincerity? I bought this porridge for you to recover out of good intentions, but you just gave it away. Something I gave you. What a disappointment. How are you two any different? You're like the snake in the farmer's fable." The classmates who were fighting to grab the porridge instantly calmed down and looked at each other, unsure what to do. Finally, they unanimously and angrily pointed their fingers at me, demanding I apologize quickly to Simon, or they'd teach me a lesson.